In school, they show the planets lined up like marbles on a desk. Neat, tidy, and manageable. But the truth? The truth is much more haunting. If you want to see the real picture, you can't draw it on a piece of paper. You have to build it. If this basketball on top of the Empire State Building is the sun, our entire solar system suddenly expands. Our first stop is Mercury. On this scale, it's nothing but a tiny grain of sand, and it sits here, 33 feet away. We pass Venus, another peppercorn, at 62 feet. But this, 86 feet from our basketball, this is home. This tiny black peppercorn is Earth. Every person you've ever known, every ocean, every mountain, every city, is on this speck, perched precariously on this railing. To see Mars, we have to leave the building. Even though it's the last of the rocky inner planets, it sits 131 feet from our basketball, hovering somewhere over the taxicabs on 33rd Street. In school, they draw it right next to Earth. But out here, you'd have to throw a football perfectly just to reach it. But that's just the start of the reality. To find the next neighbor, we have to cross 34th Street entirely. 447 feet away from our starting point, sitting at the corner of 5th Avenue, is Jupiter, a ping-pong ball in a sea of concrete. The inner neighborhood is officially behind us. From here on out, the gaps between worlds aren't measured in feet. They're measured in city blocks. We keep heading north, and the gaps begin to swallow the city. Saturn is a marble sitting on a newsstand at 35th Street. Uranus, a coffee bean all the way up at 38th. By the time we reach the blueberry, that is Neptune, at the edge of Bryant Park, we are nearly half a mile away from our starting point. If you turn around and look back, the Empire State Building still towers over the skyline. But our sun? That basketball is long gone. It's a speck of orange lost in the concrete. But there is one more stop. We have to walk 3 more blocks into the heart of the Midtown skyscrapers. At 44th Street, 3,400 feet from where we began, we find the loneliest object on the map. Pluto. A microscopic speck of dust sitting in a sidewalk crack. This is the honest map of our home. Not a tidy diagram in a textbook, but a few tiny seeds scattered across a massive, silent city. We aren't a collection of neighbors. We are tiny islands in a very, very deep ocean. We've walked 11 blocks to find Pluto. A journey on this map. But to find the next star, we have to stop walking. If our sun is a basketball in New York, our nearest neighbor isn't in the next borough. It isn't even in the next state. You'd have to drive 500 miles south to Raleigh, North Carolina, just to find the next basketball sitting in the grass. But even a 500-mile drive is nothing compared to the size of the house we live in. To reach the true edge of our Milky Way galaxy on this same scale, the map of the United States isn't big enough. You would have to leave the continent entirely. You'd have to cross the Atlantic and travel 8,000 miles to the very tip of Johannesburg, South Africa. That is the distance from our basketball to the edge of the neighborhood. One basketball in New York, one finish line in Johannesburg, and almost nothing but silence in between. This is the honest map of our home. We aren't a collection of crowded neighbors. We are single sparks of light, tiny islands in a very, very deep ocean.